A long time ago, before banks, before paper bills, before numbers blinking on a screen, money didn't exist. And yet, people still needed things. Imagine waking up hungry in a small village thousands of years ago. You have grain, but you desperately need meat. So you walk to your neighbor who raises livestock and you offer, "I'll give you this sack of grain for some meat." But there's a problem, a big one. What if your neighbor doesn't want grain today? What if they need tools or cloth? Now you're stuck. You possess value but have absolutely no way to use it. This simple, agonizing frustration. This is where money truly begins. Because at its core, money isn't coins or paper or even shimmering digital numbers. Money is a solution to a problem, a profoundly human problem, the problem of trust. In the earliest societies, people relied on barter. You trade what you have for what you need. Sounds simple, right? In reality, it was pure chaos. You needed a double coincidence of wants. Both people had to want exactly what the other was offering at the exact same time. A fisherman with extra fish might desperately need shoes. But what if the shoemaker had just eaten or disliked fish? Deals collapsed. Opportunities vanished. Entire economies ground to a halt because people couldn't agree on value. So humans did what humans do best. They improvised. Instead of trading goods directly, people began using items that everyone agreed had value, not because they were inherently useful, but because they were accepted. Across the globe, this took strange and fascinating forms. Cowrie shells became currency in Africa and Asia. Giant stone discs, some too heavy to even move, were used as money on Pacific islands. Salt, so valuable it was once called white gold, was used to pay Roman soldiers. In fact, the word salary comes directly from salt. Think about that for a second. Your entire paycheck is linguistically tied to a mineral people once traded like treasure. But not all forms of early money worked well. Some spoiled. Some were hard to carry, and some were far too easy to fake. So, over time, societies gravitated towards something truly better. Metals. Gold and silver possessed everything early money needed. They were durable, divisible, portable, and rare enough to reliably hold value. But even gold presented a fundamental problem. If you walked into a market with a chunk of metal, how did anyone know it was pure? How could they be sure you weren't cheating? Trust. Again. That's when governments, or nascent states, stepped in. Around 600 BC, in a place called Lydia, the first official coins were struck. Small, standardized pieces of metal stamped with a powerful symbol, usually the ruler's seal. This stamp was revolutionary. It declared, "You don't need to test this. You can trust it." For the first time in history, value was no longer negotiated with every transaction. It was agreed upon. Money became faster. Trade exploded. Economies boomed. But here's where things get truly interesting. Even gold coins weren't the final form of money. Because gold is heavy and dangerous to carry in large quantities. So people began leaving their gold with trusted goldsmiths for safekeeping. In return, they received simple paper receipts. These receipts were initially just proof that your gold was stored somewhere safe. But something unexpected and profound happened. People stopped redeeming their gold. Instead, they started trading the receipts themselves. Why carry heavy, dangerous gold when you could carry a piece of paper that represented gold? This was the birth of paper money, but it also introduced a dangerous idea. Because the goldsmiths realized something critical. Not everyone would come back for their gold at the same time. So they quietly started issuing more receipts than the gold they actually held. And just like that, money was no longer just a representation of tangible value. It became a system built entirely on belief. As long as people trusted the receipts, the system worked. If they didn't, everything collapsed. This concept evolved into modern banking. Governments eventually took control, issuing their own national currencies, initially backed by vast gold reserves. For a long time, money and gold were tightly, intimately connected. If you held a dollar, it meant you could exchange it for a specific, guaranteed amount of gold. But in 1971, something changed forever. The United States officially ended the gold standard. Suddenly, money was no longer tied to anything physical at all. No gold, no silver, nothing tangible. Just paper, backed by trust in the government. This is called fiat money, and it's what we use today. Think about it. A dollar bill has no intrinsic value. You can't eat it. You can't build with it. It's simply a piece of paper. But you accept it, because you believe others will accept it too. Money had completed its profound transformation, from physical goods to symbolic metal to pure collective belief. And for decades, this system dominated the world, until a new idea emerged, an idea that challenged everything we thought we knew. In 2008, amidst a devastating global financial crisis, trust in banks was profoundly shaken. People watched as massive institutions collapsed. Governments scrambled to bail them out. Ordinary people suffered the consequences. And in the middle of that chaos, someone or something introduced a radical new concept, a different kind of money. It appeared online, quietly, under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. No one knew who they were. No one still does. But their idea was crystal clear. What if money didn't need banks? What if trust wasn't placed in governments, but in mathematics? This idea became Bitcoin. At first, it sounded absurd. Digital money, controlled by absolutely no one. But Bitcoin solved a problem that had haunted digital systems for years, the double spending problem. In simple terms, how do you stop someone from copying digital money and spending it twice? Traditional banks solved this by keeping centralized records. Bitcoin solved it differently. It created a public, immutable ledger, the blockchain. Every single transaction is recorded, verified by thousands of computers around the world. No single authority controls it. No one can alter it without a global consensus. For the first time in history, money existed without a central authority. No king, no government, no bank, just code. At first, Bitcoin was nearly worthless. People traded it for fun. Someone famously bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. Today, that same amount would be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Let that sink in. But Bitcoin isn't just about its price. It's about a profound shift in how we think about money. For thousands of years, money evolved to solve the problem of trust. Barter required trust between individuals. Coins required trust in rulers. Paper money required trust in banks. Fiat money requires trust in governments. Bitcoin, in its purest form, removes the need for centralized trust entirely. Or at least, it replaces it with something else. Verification, transparency, mathematics. But here's the twist. Even Bitcoin relies on belief, not in governments, but in the integrity of the system itself. If people stop believing in Bitcoin's value, it becomes worthless, just like any currency. So in a strange, beautiful way, after thousands of years of evolution, money has come full circle. It's still not about gold, or paper, or even code. It's about what we agree has value. The real story of money isn't about objects. It's about people, about trust, about belief. From trading grain in ancient villages to invisible digital currencies moving across the internet, money has always been a reflection of us, our fears, our systems, our endless need to cooperate with strangers. And the story isn't over, because right now, as you're watching this, money is evolving again. The question is, what will we believe in next?